Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's Foots here. Been a great weekend. It's Saturday night, late Saturday night. Just got in from seeing Den of Thieves. Great movie. Wanted to clear my head. And the fact of the matter is, I wanted to wait before I did this topic because I saw, a couple Cowboys YouTubers hit it. And I thought that they made some great points. I just got off the phone with Joe Rod. We had a great talk. I saw a Mark Holmes video. And obviously T.O. is he's a lightning rod. And so the tweets about, don't blame Dez, blame Garrett, blame the OC, don't put it on Dak. It's all over the place, and I'll put some of the tweets up. I think the one that started all was, dude, Dak has ruined and turned folks on Dez Bryant. 12-15, he led the NFL in TDs. Now he can't get open. Dak can't read, nor has the accuracy to talk. That's kind of the one that, I don't know. I don't even know how all of this got started. Symptoms of a coach. Listen, I see some comments in this tweet and this on the screen. Here's the bottom line. And now we get down to business for me. Now it's my turn to rant. Dog, I'm tired of Dez Bryant being the scapegoat. And I've done videos before like, yo, I don't really know what's going on with Dez. But guess what? I don't know what's going on with Cole Beasley. I don't know what's going on with Terrence Williams. And I've been said that Jason Witten is old and he needs to go. So let me address every issue right now. Let me address this tweet. Let me address Jason Garrett. Let me address OC. And let me address who I think the real issue is, and I think it's Dak Prescott. And I think it was this last year. I'm not saying it's time to dump Dak. I think he's a great player. I think he can continue to have a great career, but we have to be real. It's real time, Cowboys fans. It's real hour. Cowboys fans, you got to look in the mirror and say, who's the common denominator in all of this? When Tony stunk and when Tony made bad plays and when he was throwing picks, we blame Tony. When Tony made great plays and he was running 20 yards the other way and picking up fumbles, we gave Tony praise. Dak Prescott won Rookie of the Year last year. Should have been Zeke, but Dak won it. Had a great year. He's in year 2. He took a step back, a big step back. Numbers back me up here. Everybody wants to talk about numbers with Dez and he didn't have 800 yards receiving, blah, baloney. I don't care about it. Stop making Skip Bayless's points. It's time for everybody to be original. Period. Be original with your argument. 2015, he was hurt. 2016, we had a scheme change. But let me get to everything. So, right? Everybody wants to talk about Jason Garrett has to go. Let's talk about the coach first. Jason Garrett has to go. Great. Who you getting in? Tell me who. Dave Campo? Who? Had Dave Campo, had Barry Switzer, had Wade Phillips. They're all Jason Garrett. They're all guys who will never have full control over an organization. What don't Cowboys fans get? This isn't New England where it's Bob Kraft, some guy who makes a bunch of money, or Arthur Blank, some guy who makes a bunch of money. This is the Dallas Cowboys. This is Jerry Jones. This is the guy who fired probably the greatest coach to ever coach football. If you know about Jimmy Johnson, you know what he did at the University of Miami and what he did with the Dallas Cowboys. And we stunk, and I wasn't even old enough. I just watch and read and what my dad told me. And listen, that's why I'm a fan now. We weren't good enough. Okay? Jimmy Johnson made us good enough. He drafted talent. He pulled off one of the greatest trades in football history. And Jerry Jones got him out of there after we won a Super Bowl. So who do you think we're going to get? You're not going to get a Bill Belichick type. Period. You're not. You're not going to get a guy who has complete control over the team, who's the GM. No. Jerry Jones is going to come in. He's going to be in the locker room. He's going to hold his press conference. So all this Jason Garrett stuff, it doesn't matter. You better hope that the scheme really changes and that we focus on defense and we focus on running the ball. And we did that in 2016 well, so I don't care about the receivers' numbers. Now, that's Jason Garrett out the way. You're never going to get the guy that you want. As long as Jerry Jones' last name is Jones, you're never going to get the guy. As long as he owns the team, you're never going to get the guy that you want. Period. This is the closer we're going to get. Okay? You can bring in a couple other, whoever, but you're not going to get the guy that you want. That's it. That's the facts. So like, we got to put the Jason Garrett argument to rest. It's over. Even if he gets fired, you're going to get another yes man. Okay? You're not going to get a guy who can have his hands on the team. Period. You can't, because it won't work. We tried it with Bill Parcells, and he fixed our team for a little bit. Drafted DeMarcus Ware, drafted Marcus Spears, drafted some guys, right? Jerry started meddling. Bill, I'm out. I'm washing my hands of you, Jerry. So that's it. Jason, gone. And I don't hate Jason, but Jason, I'm not talking about it anymore. Cowboys fans, we can't talk about it anymore. Now, let's get to the receiver position, right? The fact of the matter is this. Terrence Williams' numbers dropped. Cole Beasley's numbers dropped. Jason Witten shouldn't be on the team. That's the facts, okay? Everybody wants to sit around and talk about Dez, and I get it. Dez has his meltdowns. He has his drops. Doesn't play great all the time. But who are you going to get? Let's remind Cowboys fans of this. From Michael Irvin to Dez Bryant, who did you have? That's a long gap. It's a long time, right? Rocket Ishmael, okay. Antonio Bryant, okay. Terrell Owens, great player. You think Dez is a headache? T.O. was a nut. He's been a nut everywhere he's went. Great player, should be in the Hall of Fame. He's the only guy who's going to get left out of the Hall of Fame because of how crazy he acted, because of how he divided locker rooms. And that's cool. He's a great player. That's why we're doing this topic. But the fact of the matter is, from Michael Irvin to Dez Bryant, you had nobody at the receiver position. Let's not just throw Dez away and act like he never made plays. Dez is taking a step back. But if you watch the film, you still see a guy who can jump. You still see a guy who can make plays. When you threw him that quick slant against the Giants, he ran past everybody on that defense. He can still break tackle. He's still very violent with the ball. Not to mention, whenever draft season comes around, who do they compare Justin Blackmon to? Laquan Treadwell. All these guys who are coming out. Oh, he has Dez Bryant-like attributes. You know why? Because this is the best jump ball receiver I've ever seen. Who can't throw him a jump ball, though? Crickets. Okay. I think that Dez never could separate. So this whole separation thing, it's time for you guys to be original in your arguments, okay? Stop letting Shannon and Skip make your arguments. Cowboys fans, I think that Dez past his prime? Maybe, okay? But he's also done a lot for this team. And he still can play. If that's the case, it's time to buy Terrence, buy Cole, buy. And you want to draft a guy? Is he going to replace Dez? There's no Odell Beckhams in his draft. You know, Cooper Kupp last year. It's a third-round pick. Maybe Juju. Who in the first round is doing anything in the league right now? John Ross couldn't stay healthy. Corey Davis, he was okay. But none of them are making plays. So this whole draft philosophy change. Fix the defense, run the ball. Period. It has to be its philosophy change. I got to get to Dak now. Love Dak. Thought he was great, and I thought it was a great pick, him coming out. Year one, fantastic. But if you look at the percentages, now we got to talk percentage, okay? When you talk about a quarterback and his accuracy, right, you want to see, all right, you want to see high 60s and 70s. Giants game, 61%. Denver game, I'll give him a pass, Denver game, because the receivers didn't play good. 60% throwing the ball, right? LA game, 55%. So it's too many attempts and it's not enough completions with Prescott. Listen, you can watch tape. We'll watch it together. Let's somebody do some cut-ups for me. You can cut up. If anybody wants to cut up bad plays on Dez, you better do it on the quarterback too. All right? It was too many times this year his clock looked flat out slow. He just looked slow. It looked like he was just his decision-making was slow. Fluttering balls over receivers' heads. Accuracy wasn't pinpoint. Wasn't getting rid of the ball quick enough, wasn't getting out of the pocket quick enough. He was holding on to the ball. His clock slowed down. I don't know if it's too many commercials. I don't know if he's not in his playbook. I don't know if it's the coaching staff. And Joe Rod has been saying that the OC wasn't good enough and put him in positions. I get it. But his deep ball accuracy wasn't great. We got to be real, Cowboys fans. I called it. Go watch my first video, the Giants game. Oh, ball placement wasn't great. Go watch the Eagles get hot. Ball placement wasn't. And I love that. But let's start being real. Everybody deserves blame. But it's time to stop. We got to lay off on Dez a little bit. We have to. Period. Because you just throw him to the wolves. Listen, the best thing that this team does is Ezekiel Elliott. But guess what? He's a suspension away from being gone for the year. So who's going to have to carry the team? Think about that, Cowboys fans. He's a suspension away from being gone for a year. Goodell is waiting. He's waiting on Zeke to do one thing and he's out. Not to mention injuries can happen to anybody. Right? Everybody wants a receiver. Who's the receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Who? Who are they? They play defense and they run the ball, though. You see what I'm saying? Laquan Treadwell, you want to draft a receiver? Drafted him 2 years or a year ago. He can't even get in over Thielen from the Vikings. But do you know what the Vikings do? They play defense and they run the ball. Right? Let's fix the defense. Let's run the ball. Let's lay off Dez. Let's lay off Jason Garrett. Let's lay off everything, all that other stuff. Let's fix the defense. Let's run the ball. It's your boy, Foots the King. I'm out.